Happy Saturday. What do you need to know for your weekend? Well, don't be fooled by this slow, cloudy start. The rain and the thunder showers will pick up this afternoon, so don't be caught off guard and do not leave your house without that umbrella. Temperatures will quickly rise into the low 90s. That's where we're going to peak early on in the day, right around the lunch hour. And then once those showers roll in and we get that rain-cooled air, temperatures will reflect that. They'll start to trickle down in the mid-80s by the 4 o'clock hour. Still a 60% chance to see showers and thunder showers, and then dropping those temperatures down into the low 80s and even some upper 70s as we head into the overnight hours. Rain is going to be the weather pattern, the weather story for many more days to come, and it looks like we're going to be adding on quite a few inches to those rainfall totals, potentially between 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 2 to 4 in several areas. And we do need that rain. If we get it over the next 7 days, those forecasted amounts, we could potentially be getting very close to finally catching up with the rainfall deficit and definitely putting a significant dent on the drought. Just look at the rain we've had so far for the month, more than 5 inches. That is almost double what we would expect, what's normal average for the month of August. So we've certainly had a very beneficial month, and we are hoping this trend continues in its intensity so we can very shortly be back to normal, back to where we should be for this time of year in terms of rainfall amounts. Let me take you through time today. We'll start to see those showers pop up along the coast by the lunch hour and then start to lift northward. Notice those temperatures quickly climbed, and then they'll start descending once we get those showers and rain-cooled bands to move in. So 3:30, that's when I think the peak showers and thunder showers will be. So this is the time where you're going to want to be most careful if you're out on the roadway. You'll see some torrential downpours that will bring you some periods of blinding rain. And remember, when you're driving, you get that splashback from the tires. So just be careful. Visibility is going to be reduced with some of these heavier cells. Now, by 6 o'clock, a lot of that activity lifts northward, and you'll notice it starts to scale back. So lighter to moderate rain by 6 o'clock. Not out of the question to see some more thunder showers pop up along the coast by 8 o'clock and just scoot parallel for the coastline. But most of the viewing area will be free of rain at that point. We take a little break overnight and then we pick it right back up Sunday morning. Again, coastal showers 6:30, some of these bands picking up intensity along the eastern side of our viewing area, and then we'll see another band of storms pushing in by the afternoon 4:30. I'm thinking it's going to be roughly the same coverage as today, so 60% chance for rain, 60% of us seeing the rain, and then 40% of us staying dry. These bands are fueled by some tropical moisture that we'll get to in a moment. Satellite radar showing us there's a lot of moisture out there, and water vapor imagery supporting that moisture into our mid and upper levels of our atmosphere. So there is a lot of fuel, a lot of resources to tap into this weekend, including this resource that we see down south, which will bring us sustained rain chances at 60% not only for this weekend, but into this coming work week, into the middle of it and beyond. The tropical activity is fueled by potential tropical cyclone 4, which we are monitoring as it continues to scoot northwest right now at 14 miles an hour, getting closer and closer to the northeasternmost coastline of Mexico and trying to potentially bring some heavy rain impacts to deep South Texas as well. Right now, the National Hurricane Center has the potential for this cyclone to develop into a depression or potentially a tropical storm at 70%. So it's a high chance, although I will mention that it's been scaled back a bit from last night. It was at 80%, now it's at 70%, and I want to show you some kind of notable changes that perhaps prompted them to scale back just a little bit on that. Early on in the day, we saw these 2 clusters of convection. So there's a lot of energy with the system. There's a lot of heavy rainfall potential, but just not enough organization. So I've been slicing and dicing this thing just to get a good understanding of if there's enough rotation to get those winds and the circulation needed to make this a depression or potentially our 4th named storm. Right now, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing a closed center of circulation, and even the wave has become a little bit more sprawled. So we'll continue to watch this closely to see if it can get its act together. If it can get a center of circulation, that's what's going to take it from that potential tropical cyclone 4 into maybe a named storm. But regardless, it gets this criteria, gets this importance of a PTC so that we can get some warnings up along the coastline so that people are not caught off guard when this system does move, regardless of its designation, regardless of its name, disturbance, depression, tropical storm, regardless of what it becomes. It will have heavy rain with it. We saw how much explosive convection there is. There's definitely a big healthy cluster of thunderstorms tapping into quite a bit of warm water that we've been brewing all summer long. So heavy rain is something we'll be watching for. The Brownsville area, potentially as far north as Corpus Christi. For us in the Houston area, it's the upward motion that's going to drag in that tropical rain for us. So those bigger raindrops, the downpours that we could see steadily over the next few days. Steady rain is the best case scenario for us. We could certainly use heavy rain in batches and in doses, and good breaks where we can use them. So for us, that is best case scenario, but definitely flash flooding potential for northeast Mexico, the coastline, and even some localized street flooding for South Texas too. So we'll just be monitoring that and making sure we keep you updated on any new changes we see. If we see the storm get a little bit more organized, we'll certainly let you know about it. But for now, it's looking like a heavy rainmaker for the most part, with not much organization to keep watch of right now. Although I will mention that the Hurricane Hunter is going to be flying into the storm this afternoon, so we'll be able to give you a better gauge as to what's going on inside this storm. 7-day forecast, so we continue to see those healthy rain chances at 60% throughout the 7-day, and then we'll see those temperatures teeter between the low 90s and the upper 90s. That fluctuation is because of the additional cloud cover and the timing of these storms. Do they come early on in the day and stunt the sunshine, or do they come in a little bit later on in the day where we can get the peak heating and reach our high temperatures before the downpours? It's all about the timing, but regardless, temperatures are going to be running below average, rainfall running above average, and that is all good news.